2 Kings chapter 25. So in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, on the 10th day of the month, Nebuchadnezzar king of Babel marched against Jerusalem with his entire army. He set up camp against it and built siege towers against it on every side. The city remained under siege into the 11th year of King Sidkiahu. On the 9th day of the 4th month, when the famine in the city was so severe that there was no food for the people of the land, they broke through into the city. All the soldiers fled by night through the gate between the two walls, near the king's garden. Because the Casdim were surrounding the city, the king took the route through the Arava. But the army of the Casdim went in pursuit of the king and overtook him on the plains near Jericho. All his troops deserted him. Then they took the king and brought him up to the king of Babel in Rivlah, where they passed judgment on him. They slaughtered his sons before his eyes. Then they put out Sidkiahu's eyes, bound him in chains and carried him off to Babel. In the 5th month, on the 7th day of the month, which was also the 19th year of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, Nebuzaradan, the commander of the guard and an officer of the king of Babel, entered Jerusalem. He burned down the house of Adonai, the royal palace and all the houses in Jerusalem. Every notable person's house he burned to the ground. The whole army of the Casdim, who were with the commander of the guard, broke down the walls of Jerusalem on every side. Nebuzaradan the commander of the guard then deported the remaining population of the city, the deserters who had defected to the king of Babel and the rest of the common people. But the commander of the guard left behind some of the poor people of the land to be vineyard workers and farmers. The Casdim smashed the bronze columns in the house of Adonai, also the trolleys and bronze sea that were in the house of Adonai, and carried their bronze to Babel. They also took away the pots, shovels, snuffers, pans, and all the bronze articles that had been used for worship. The commander of the guard took the censers, the sprinkling bowls, everything made of gold and everything made of silver. The bronze in the 2 columns, the 1 sea and the bases, all of which Shlomo had made for the house of Adonai, was more than could be weighed. The height of 1 column was 31.5 feet. On it was a capital of bronze 5.25 feet high, with netting and pomegranates all around the capital, all of bronze. The 2nd column was similar, also with netting. The commander of the guard took prisoner Seraiah the chief Cohen, Zechariah the 2nd-ranking Cohen and 3 doorkeepers. From the city he took an official in charge of the soldiers, 5 close associates of the king who had been found in the city, the army commander's secretary in charge of military conscription, and 60 of the common people found in the city. Nebuzaradan the commander of the guard took them and brought him to the king of Babel in Rivlah. There in Rivlah, in the land of Hamath, the king of Babel had them put to death. Thus Yehudah was carried away captive out of his land. The governorship of Gedaliah. Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon appointed Gedaliah the son of Achikam, the son of Shavan, governor over the people remaining behind in the land of Yehudah after he left. When all the army officers and their men heard that the king of Babel had made Gedaliah governor, they came to Gedaliah in Mitzpah, Yishmael the son of Intaniah, Yochanan the son of Karich, Seraiah the son of Tanchumet the Intipharti and Yaazaniah the son of the Markati, they and their men. Taking an oath, Gedaliah said to them, "Don't be afraid of the servants of the Casdim. Just live in the land and serve the king of Babel, and things will go well for you." But in the 7th month Ishmael the son of Intaniah, the son of Elishama, of royal blood, came with 10 men and assassinated Gedaliah and the Judeans and Casdim, who were with him in Mitzpah. In the wake of this, all kinds of people, great and small, as well as the army officers, set out and went to Egypt, because they were afraid of the Casdim. Jehoiachin lifted up out of prison in Babylon. In the 37th year of the captivity of Jehoiachin king of Yehuda, in the 12th month, on the 27th day of the month, Evil-Merodach began his reign as king of Babel. And in his first year he commuted the sentence of Jehoiachin king of Yehuda and released him from prison. He treated him with kindness and gave him a throne higher than those of the other kings there with him in Babel. So Jehoiachin no longer had to wear prison clothes. Moreover, he was provided with food as long as he lived. And he was granted a daily allowance by the king to spend on his other needs for as long as he lived.